Okay, today we're going to learn the halachas, some of halachas of kashrus of the kelim. So some people are very careful before they do hagola, or even some people even careful before they do libun. They want to wait 24 hours before. So I'm going to talk about it when you need, when you don't need. So here's the halachas in Hilchas Pesach, Tov Nun Beis. The Mechaber says like this. יש להיזהר להגיל קודם שעה חמישיס Erev Pesach. This year is going to be Friday, so by Friday you don't have to be careful with all this chumras. That's not Erev Pesach yet. Even though the Gabbai Biur Chometz, Rashi said that's what we know. Lamaise, we do Biur Chometz on this Friday, same time we do every year. Even though we're still going to have time to eat Chometz, just not to do different than every other year. Maybe you could apply this way, but that's not the Nekuda now over here. I'm talking about mainly if you have to wait 24 hours before the kashering, the kelim, in order to become pogum. That's what people think. We need to make it pogum before we machshir it. So let's see if it's shaykh or not. So like this. So first of all, we should do it before Zman Isura. That's Shoah Chamishis. The reason for it is if you do it before Shoah Chamishis, meaning if you do it before Zman Isur Chometz, even with Rabbanon, it's still not Zman Isur. You could even machshir kelim b'nei yoimon. Otherwise, if you do it b'Zman Isuroi, now you have to wait till it's going to become pogum. Should not be b'nei yoimon. Or you have to see if the water has 60 times more than the kli itself or not. That you have to be careful with that. Let's say you're going to put in the same pot where you do the machshir, the kelim, you put something that has less chometz and something that has a lot of chometz. So maybe the one has less chometz, it's already, all the chometz came out, and then the one that has a lot of chometz is going to give still out the chometz, and it's going to go into the other kelim, and they're going to be boleya from that. That all these things you have to be careful of. V'chenim masha hakelim b'sachayora yeser midai. The post can bring that do it the nadas. You cannot do it too quick. You have to give time for the hot water to take the chometz or the isur out. You cannot mash head too much because there's going to be choizer ubaleya maybe. So it has to be not too fast, not too slow. So like this. I'm reading now the Ramah. For achrabim cholkim v'svirilu den hagolem moeles klum imena mayim roischim. Anyway, said a lot of Meforshim bring the Mogan Avram that really the Hagoef, the Ramah, the Mechaber is not cholek on him. Anyway, the bottom line is obviously the kul alma, the mayim, the water. No matter what time you do it, the water have to be boiling water. Otherwise, it's not the Hagola, and that's what they say. They don't understand the Hagoah, but I'm not going into this prat now. The prat I'm going to, if you do need to wait, if you do the Hagolah, which is most people do the Hagolah before Pesach, for all this inyanim, it has to be machmir. Then he said like this: the Ramah, ukshemagil koydem Pesach, lachar shesh, if it's lachar shoah shishis something, shoah chamishis, tzorich lizor b'chol advarim anizkorim. And sorich lizor when koydem shesh. Most people do the hagolah of the kelim before Zman Isuroi, during they're going to do this week, let's say. Some people already did it. So all this in Yanim are doing machmer. Because of this, you could put a kli ben yoimoy and go magula. Because all this, the reason for it, when you do a kelim during the year, a kli of Isur, let's say, a treif, you want to machshir it. So there is an isur over there, and then there's a lot of chumras apply to get rid of that isur. By Pesach, by Chometz, before Zman Isur, it's not osur, it's not over osur. It's a kosher 100% Chometz during the year. So mele, it's a lot more kal. Now, one thing is for sure, we'll get it out of the way. Legabe libun, that's what you do with the fire. Aval muter lelaben kli toich haPesach. All this chumras is not shayach. Even you want to be machmir it's not shaykh lagabe libun. All this halachas ben yoimon, not ben yoimon. With other kelim, libun is a fire. It takes out, it gets rid of, burns the chometz, or burns the isurim. All this is not shaykh lagabe libun with the fire. All this chumras, even the shaykh, it's only lagabe hagolah. Oh, so Lamaisa comes out like this. If you read the Mechaber, the Shulchan Aruch, and the Levush, the Talmud of the Ramah, is very clear. You don't have to be machmer with all this inyanim. B'chalal not. Yeah, I don't have to read again. The Levush is more clear in his lashon. All this. He says, "Lefilach enzor ledagdik, v'chen nami enzor ledagdik im yeshishim b'mayim kol elu im lav." Yeah, anyway, so he says you don't have to be machmer and all this inyanim if you do the hagolah b'zman. However, there's one thing. Changes this whole thing. Comes the Magen Avraham, and comes the Magen Avraham, and he quotes the Bach. There is ach nohagul lachmer b'chol hachumres afilo koydem hey v'kach kosav habach. And many poskim follow this Bach, this Magen Avraham, the Alter Rebbe, the Mishnah Berurah, that even you do it before Zman Isuroi, you should machmer that the kli should not be ben yoimoy, and all the chumras of Duba Isur. You should be machmir like you're doing it b'zman isura. Okay, that's mitzad minig. It's good to know what's minig. Now, something in Lamaisa would be nafkamina. People, when they kasher the sink. So somebody called me last week. He says when you kasher the sink, if you're not allowed to use it 24 hours before, should not be ben yoim. Should they don't want to? It's very inconvenient. And you have a sink in the kitchen, you cannot use it. So even you want to be machmer, according, like I said, the Magen Avraham, the Bach, and all the achronim that follow this chumras, that even you do before Zman Yisrael, you want to be all the chumras. L'choyre by the sink, it's not shaykh by many reasons. All this in Yonim over there, it might take Easter from something else. By the sink, the water is running, the hot water is running down, and it's flushing itself out. So it's not shaykh, it's going to take a chometz from somewhere else. B, by the sink, normally you could use the regular use with cold water, even hot up to yatzaledes. If it's not yatzaledes, it's not called use. The use we're talking about, you should not use a kli with the isur. When it's hot, when it's the isur could be nivla in the kli. If you're using it in the sink, washing your hands, or washing even the dishes with warm water that's not yatzaleh, that you handle to wash the dishes, that's not called hot. So it's not called you using it. So mainly, if the last 24 hours you want to use a light use, meaning something you could tolerate the hot water to wash the dishes, or you wash your hands, it's not a problem at all. So mainly the sink, you don't have to make it obsolete for the the last 24 hours before you machshir it. As long as it's not hot boiling water that the yatzaledes or yatzaledes boy, you're allowed to use the thing. That's number one. Now, legabe kashering the oven, the wrench, and all whatever you do with the fire, all this it doesn't apply at all, because like the Ramah says over mutal laban kli toicha Pesach, meaning all this chumras it's only the gaba agola with choishesh. You don't have 60 water against the isur with choishesh. It might be beleya isur from somewhere else. All this is not shaykh by fire. Fire is burning the isur. So by the oven and by the range and all this, what you machshir with the fire, it doesn't apply any of those chumras. And even, like I said, by lafia minag, that by hagolah will also machmir with all the chumras. By the sink, like I said, especially if you don't use the sink, the last one with the hot boiling water, you could use it and then machshir when you're ready to machshir it before Zman Isura, or even after Zman Isura, it's already more chumras maybe, but before definitely you could machshir your sink, even you use it the last 24 hours, as long as it's not hot water.